Hey, best friends. So, I want to spend some time talking about something that we don't really talk a lot about, and that is mental health. I've struggled with mental health since I was probably 16 or 17 years old. I'm going for a walk right now because I just had a pretty bad depressive episode, and sometimes after I try to make myself go for a walk, sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't work, but I just want to be open and transparent because I hope that by sharing my own struggle with depression and anxiety, it might help somebody else realize that they're not alone, and that, progress is better than perfection, and that every time that you have a depressive episode and you make it out of that depressive episode, that's a win, that's a positive thing. And sometimes the things that to do that help you when you're going through a depressive episode, sometimes they don't work. And it's hard because people who struggle with depression, sometimes we feel like we don't really even understand ourselves. And we feel like, our family doesn't really understand what we're going through. And even though, they love us, and they try to walk through it as best they can with us, the reality is that some people, their families are either not supportive, or they really don't understand, the psyche behind depression and anxiety. Sit down because it's hot as hell out here. But anyway, if you're struggling with anxiety or depression, I'm just gonna tell you some things that helped me when I'm in a bad moment like that. And this is obviously a different kind of video than I normally do, but I feel like it's cleansing to me, and it'll be helpful, for somebody else. That's one of the reasons why, I want to talk about it, and I want to just put it out there. And I know there'll be people, that are you're an influencer, whatever. I don't even know why we get called influencers or edgy celebrities or whatever. Weird name or whatever, but I know there'll be people that'll say, why would you put your personal business out there like that? Because I hope that it helps somebody else stay alive. That's why. Because when you're having a depressive episode, it's you are you feel like you're not yourself, or you feel like your mind is not all there, or you feel really alone. And, a lot of people are why do people who struggle with depression and anxiety, why do they not just reach out to people? And honestly, sometimes you're just too tired. Sometimes you don't have the energy to reach out to people. Sometimes you feel like you're bothering people if you reach out to them, or, oh, I'm crying again, or, whatever. But if if other people, if you think oh my gosh, they're always depressed, why can't they just be happy? This is exhausting to me. If you think it's exhausting to you, imagine how exhausting it is to the people who have to live like that every day. And so, I've been using this app. This is not a sponsored post or a brand deal at all. I'm just telling you what I use. But my twin told me about this app called Penzu. It's PENZU. And I've been using it because it helps me track my moods, and it helps me it's just a journaling app, but you can put a title at the top of it. So a lot of times, if something triggers me and I'm having a hard time, I'll after I stop spiraling. My gosh, those bugs tried to kill me. After I stop like spiraling or whatever, then I'll go back into and write in the app like, this is what I was struggling with today, or this is what triggered me. And like it just kind of helps me, because in the moment, like when you're depressed, you feel like everything, like you're at the pit and you're at the bottom and you feel like it's never going to get better and this is how it's always going to be. And then I don't know, like when you either come back to yourself or you come out of that depressive episode or you come out of that dark moment and you know, the fog clears and you feel like you can think clearly. That's when I try to go back and see like, okay, what was it that triggered me in this particular moment? Like, what was it that made me spiral? And sometimes it's really hard because like you go back and you like try to look through it and like it still doesn't make any sense to you, like why you were going through that, or it doesn't make any sense to you why you would respond to something that way. So then you're really hard on yourself and then you kind of can start to spiral again. And so I've just really been struggling. And, you know, it's hard when you do everything that you know to do, you know, to manage your depression and anxiety, and it still feels like a monkey on your back, or like you're walking around with cement blocks on your feet. And I don't know. I don't even know really why I'm making this video. I guess I just want to be honest, you know, and about the things that I struggle with. But I know the app Penzu helps me. Sometimes, like if I'm not like having a super bad depressive episode, I'll like reach out to my family, or I'll reach out to my twin. So reaching out to, you know, people that love you or people that care about you is a helpful thing. Like if you have a good support system, like that helps me. And then, I don't know, like journaling helps me. Writing down, you know, stuff that makes me happy helps me. Painting helps me. And here's what I'll say too about having kids and struggling with depression and anxiety. One, you need to remember that just because you have children doesn't mean that your depression and anxiety goes away. Because, you know, some people, like their logic is, you know, well, just think about your kids, or, you know, just think about, you know, them. And sometimes like that doesn't work, you know, like you can't like live for your kids, you know, like sometimes it's not enough to help you keep going. I don't know. I'm just tired and I want to like, I don't know. I guess I'm just looking for like community and like other people who struggle with anxiety and depression, so that I like know, because I know that I'm like not alone in struggling with it. But like ever since April, I guess, like when I quit teaching in March, it's just been like on a steady decline. And I've like done everything that I know to do. Like I've went to counseling, you know, I take my medicine when I'm supposed to take it. I do my like deep breathing exercises, like everything that I know to do. I guess I call them like my grounding techniques or whatever. Like sometimes they just don't work, and I don't know. I guess I'm just rambling at this point, but maybe there's somebody out there that like you struggle with depression and anxiety too, and you can like give me some tips on things that help you. But right now, like I'm pretty much, or my phone rang. But right now I'm pretty much just using my app to like write down when I have, like when something triggers me, and I'll take my medicine, and I try to have like a routine, because when I don't have a routine, it kind of exacerbates my anxiety. But I don't know. And then like even with anxiety, somebody asked, you know, to describe anxiety, and it's like, you know, that feeling you get when you sit down in a chair and you think you're about to fall out of the chair. so your body like tenses up. That's what it feels like to have, that's how it feels like when you have anxiety. Like that's how you feel like all the time. Anyway, so I don't know, maybe we can like make a community of something of people that we can like help each other when we're having a hard time. Because I know sometimes like working out helps, but with depression sometimes like you're too tired to like make yourself get up. But sometimes I will work out, I'll call my sister. Sometimes I like physically journal with like a pen and paper. Sometimes that helps. But I don't know, sometimes it's just like frustrating because people don't see depression and anxiety as an illness the way that they would if you had diabetes or cancer or something like that. They don't see it as like something that's like as serious as that, when it's like it's cancer and like diabetes, like you can touch them as something like physical. You can physically see somebody's body being sick. But with mental illness, it's like it's mental. You can't like physically see it. It's like an illness of the mind. And nobody chooses to be mentally, like, we don't choose to have anxiety. We don't choose to struggle with depression. Like it is something that we have. Like we didn't choose to have it. But I mean, I have chosen to like try to like fight through it every day, but sometimes like it's just hard. Like sometimes the things that I know to do, like they just don't work. So I don't know, I'm just making this video because I want to be like transparent, and I don't want y'all to think like I'm always funny, or I just want to be like honest and transparent with my struggles with mental illness, so that like it might help somebody else see that like other people struggle and they're not alone. So anyway, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a doctor, nor am I a medical professional, because the stuff that I deal with, I have to have like a professional to treat my stuff. And again, sometimes even that doesn't work, but I can speak to you as like one person struggling to another, but I'm not a doctor, so I can't like cure your stuff. I can't give like any medical advice or anything like that. But I, just wanted to like say the stuff that does help me. It's really hot out here, but I need to be outside. But anyway, I hope this video helps somebody. I feel like I mostly just rambled, but I needed to get it off my chest that I've been, struggling since April, since I quit teaching. And I don't know, but journaling helps. Going for a walk or going for a run or exercising helps. Calling somebody helps. But just know that like if you have a depressive episode or you have like bad anxiety and you come out on the other side of it, meaning that you're still alive, I'm proud of you. Love you, besties.